Good afternoon, I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Chris Ramirez, and thank you for watching KHOU Plus. I know we've had a mostly quiet morning, but just keep in mind that we still are under the gun for some possible downpours and strong storms as we head into the early afternoon hours. So we're going to keep that weather impact alert in effect through 7 p.m. for us here across Houston, as we could see some slick roadways, some gusty winds, and we cannot even rule out a possible strong storm or two, especially east of Houston. The National Weather Service issuing a tornado watch for Liberty and Polk counties until 7 p.m. This evening, as we're now seeing some trends in the models that could bring some stronger storm activity. The good news, though, in terms of the flooding potential, they've dropped the flood watches that were in effect. So flooding threat unlikely. We haven't really received that much rain, but just also keep an eye on the fact that we could still get some strong isolated storms here across the Houston area as we warm up and go into the latter half of our day, maybe between 3 and 4 p.m. And that's why the Storm Prediction Center is still keeping us under a marginal risk for severe storms for today. We're still tracking also this low pressure system that's been bringing all the rain to South Texas. I know they've got up to maybe, I think, 10 to 11 inches of rain out in the Rio Grande Valley. This system is continuing to move into Louisiana, and so as long as this system is here, we're going to continue to see those showers and storms. So right now across Houston, if you're watching this maybe at 12:45 or 1 p.m., we're seeing quiet conditions. However, areas to the west of town are showing some possible strengthening of storms, especially along the I-69 corridor in the Ocampo, and these storms are actually moving off towards the northeast. So we could get this batch of storms to move closer towards Houston or along our coastal areas in the coming hours, between the hours of 2 to 3 p.m. So keep that in mind. That future track is showing that we could still get some stronger storm activity as we get to the warmer parts of our day, between maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. From Houston to Galveston. So mainly East Houston to Mont Belvieu, Bolivar Peninsula, Galveston. Keep an eye on the forecast and make sure to have at least 2 or more ways to receive those weather alerts, because we could see some strong storm potential as we get closer towards 4 or 5 p.m. So this could bring us a messy commute home if you are heading home from work or school, or if you're going out and about across the area for later this evening. I know it's Friday evening. We want to go out to eat and do all sorts of fun things, but just keep an eye on the forecast at least through 7 p.m. as by 7 p.m. things are going to clear out and become more isolated in nature. We could still get a few isolated showers by later tonight into the early hours of Saturday morning. But if you're heading off to the U of H watch party at Avenida Houston in downtown Houston, just keep an eye on the fact that we could still see mostly isolated showers in nature, but for the most part, we're going to be mostly quiet. So after 7 p.m., things become a bit clear. Tip off for the game as the Cougars take on their game in Indianapolis. They're going to be at 9 p.m. at 69 degrees in the upper 60s by about 7, 8 o'clock. But for this weekend, we do have isolated shower chance for Saturday. But then also Sunday, another cold front sweeping through Texas that could bring some possible strong storms to a large portion of the state, especially north of Houston. So maybe East Texas likely under the gun for that severe weather. Models are showing that most of the severe activity is going to be north of Houston, but we cannot rule out a possible strong storm or two heading into Sunday as this cold front moves through in the evening hours. Also, the Storm Prediction Center is including us under a marginal risk for severe weather. Areas from Huntsville, Conroe, Livingston under that slight, which would say 2 out of 5 for Sunday as this next weather system moves through. And then after Sunday, things clear out, things become mostly warm and humid. Temps are going to be above normal. Our average high for this time of year usually around 77 degrees. So just keep in mind that next week we might be off to it feeling a bit more like summer as we head into much of next week, as highs are going to be in the upper 80s. We might be at or near 90 degrees for next weekend. So as far as your 7-day forecast, weather impact alert until 7 p.m. today. And then after 7 p.m., that threat's going to diminish. We could still see some isolated showers into the early hours of Saturday. Sunday, another chance for some possible storms, mainly north of Houston, but we can't rule out a possible isolated storm making it further south in towards the city. But then after Sunday, things become quiet and warm as we head into next week, as Monday through Thursday of next week, just partly cloudy skies with highs in the upper 80s, and we could be teasing near 90 degrees at some point by the middle of next week. And as always, we're tracking the latest weather forecast and the latest weather happenings on KHOU.com and on the KHOU 11 app. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with the KHOU 11 weather team.